Matt Turner originally seemed like he might have a boring head of household in week 3, but he really surprised Big Brother fans over the past few days. He, along with assistance from the game's new alliance The Leftovers, also surprised a bulk of the house who expected him to go along with renominating Taylor Hale for the 3rd week in a row. Turner went against the grain, and his renomination was so shocking that it caused the Houseguest to puke. So, who puked? And what else caused the house to descend into chaos on Monday afternoon? Cinema Blend continues to watch the live feeds for all major goings-on with a Paramount Plus subscription, and we have a rundown of the wild things that occurred after the veto meeting. Turner nominated Amiara and Terrence for eviction, and Indy puked. Turner nominated Amiara Jones and Terrence Davis for eviction after Michael Bruner and Brittany Hoops took themselves off the block with the veto. The move was a complete surprise to about half of the house, many of whom assumed Turner was going to nominate Taylor Hale and Nicole Leog. Big Brother is a game where houseguests are told to expect the unexpected, but longtime fans know that it's been a while since something like this took the players by surprise. Many of the houseguests who were blindsided by the nomination were locked in conversation alongside others who quietly knew exactly what was happening. Elsewhere in the house, Indy Santos was seen crying in the bathroom. The houseguest got so worked up that she ended up puking, even though she's not in any danger of being evicted this week. Indy's puking, and the fear of people like Alyssa Snyder and others, however, is justified. Houseguests who are unaware of big game moves in Big Brother are often at risk in the game, and Turner's move went down with Terrence, Indy, Amiara, Nicole, Alyssa, and Jasmine Davis completely in the dark. Everyone wanted to know what happened, and that search for answers led to more chaos. Some houseguests are now leery of Daniel. Daniel Durston is the only houseguest outside of the leftovers that knew about Turner's plans, but because he found out minutes before the ceremony, he didn't have time to tell the rest of his allies. Furthermore, he's being inconsistent with his group about how much he did or didn't know about the eviction. Jasmine noticed that Daniel lied to Indy about knowing, and it led her to believe she can no longer trust him. Amiara also seems leery of Daniel, though Nicole tried to mend that bridge by explaining that he didn't have time to give her a heads up about her nomination. In either case, he's going to have to work to prove himself once again to people that he was solid with only a day prior. Alyssa exposed the old school alliance, which led to a fight with Nicole as houseguests gathered in the bedroom to discuss the blind side and share intel. Alyssa let some things slip to the wrong people. She accidentally exposed the old school alliance to Indy, not knowing she was in the room when she brought it up. That set Nicole off, and it quickly became an issue for many when Nicole stormed through the kitchen full of houseguests and loudly said, "You can't trust anyone in this fucking house." Alyssa and Nicole later talked it out, but it appears the damage is done. It's going to take a lot for Nicole and a lot of other people to trust Alyssa, and that moment might have set both of their games back a great deal. Amiara believes Terrence is going home. If the blind side from the veto nomination wasn't enough, Amiara and her allies are still unaware that she's the actual target this week. Even Terrence, the other nominee in this equation, believes he's the one on the way out, and that's not at all the case at this point. The leftovers want to take out a big target this week, and they have the numbers to make it happen. Joseph Ebden, Kyle Kapaner, and others are playing their parts well though, and keeping Amiara in the dark by ensuring their support come eviction night. Hopefully it'll stay that way, and we'll get yet another blindside after Puked's exit. Big Brother airs on CBS on Sundays and Wednesdays at 8 p.m. ET, and Thursdays at 9 p.m. ET. Now is the best time to get into the live feeds, because there's just too much that happened in one day alone for the upcoming episodes to effectively recap.